Good Erev Shabbos to everybody. This week's Parshas Naso. Last week being Shavuos, we did not lane the regular weekly Parsha. So we're continuing from 2 weeks ago, Parshas Bamidbar, the Shabbos before Shavuos, where we laned the Parsha, and it ended off with the family of Kahas, one of the three Levium families, being assigned their duties. And this week the first Aliyah starts off with the family of Gershon, another one of the three families, being assigned to carry the curtains and tapestries of the Mishkan, and the family of Merari, the third family, being assigned to carry the beams, poles, and sockets that made up the walls of this Mishkan, right? The entire Mishkan was able to be disassembled and assembled easily, and therefore it was a kind of a collapsible Beis HaMikdash, a collapsible temple. In the second Aliyah, the families of Gershon, Kahas, and Merari, the three Levium families, were all counted. In the third Aliyah, again completing the count that took place in Parshas Bamidbar. In the third Aliyah, the laws regarding sending one out of the camp, a Metzayra, a Zav, one who has certain types of discharges, and anyone who came in contact with a mace, with a dead body, Tumas mace, are all stated in the third Aliyah of this week. The laws of stealing from a convert, making restitution if somebody steals from a convert, you have a problem. If there was no children, there are no halachic heirs. Who do you pay it back to is then discussed. In the fourth Aliyah, we have the laws and procedures for the Saita, the accused adulteress, and the Nazir, the laws of the Nazir, the Nazarite, one who makes a vow to hold himself to a stringent standard, is discussed. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Gotta look inside the parasha. The Birchas Kohanim, the blessings of the Kohanim, is thrown in here as well. In the fifth, sixth, and seventh Aliyah is a large part of the parasha, the karbanos, the offerings that were brought by the princes, the Nesiim of each Shevet, of each one of the 12 tribes at the inauguration of the Mizbeach are listed. Each one is given their space, rather at length, and this actually makes for the longest parasha in the Chumash is this week's parasha, Parshas Naso. The Haftorah is quite an interesting one, a fascinating story. It's going to be about Shimshon, the famous Nazarite, who saved the Jews from the Plishtim numerous times, and his life story, or part of it. Some questions to think about. Why were these Nesiim's karbanos left for the end? Seems they were extra and not really necessary, but were still accorded a lot of honor. It's repeated in detail for each one. And for that matter, why is it repeated in detail so many times? We got it the first time. For the next one, say as we say in Hebrew, v'chein lamar, and so too for him, and so too for him. You'll have to tune in for the weekly drasha or join us in Shul if you can for the fascinating answer. Have a wonderful Shabbos.